hear the spiders hissing. And
Yeah?
when did you do this? She's in there right now.
Hey everybody, this is Titancraft. It's a Tango Text server. We played on here for about, well, a couple years really. This was season 7. We played on this one for about a year, and we built some pretty cool things. We're going to show you a tour of the server from our perspective and kind of how we played. Alright, so you start off in this like geode, and it's kind of cool looking. Geodes were new at the time. And the mods like built all this and stuff. They have a resource world. Doesn't work in the world download that we're in right now, which is just a copy of the server. We're not actually on the server right now. But they had a resource world where people just go and they can dig up everything they want, whatever they
So
need.
actually, this is where we start off. When you first log in, you start in this tiny little geode section in the shopping district.
This was the central hub, sort of, because it gets you to the Nether, the resource world. They got some special, you know, specialty item rooms, and then they got the public iron farm over here, which initially isn't open, but they because they let it build up at first. And this leads to the shopping district, and it is huge. There's all kinds of crazy stuff here.
Now this is actually the starter house area where you can set your spawn in the beds upstairs, and they usually provide a few starter items. I think there was like a garden out front initially. Oh, here it is. Yeah, there's a garden out here.
We're going to show you our shops in just a minute.
We actually have 3 shops of our own on this server.
Mm-hmm. Some of these buildings are really tall.
Oh yeah, some people like to go build height limit or build height for the shopping district anyway. So I think like this building right here is exactly the height of the world that we're allowed to go to anyway.
And then for people who just don't really want to build a shop, they have these little kiosks. You can come in here and you just go and you just sell things to people. Usually things are sold for diamonds as the standard currency. Yeah, some of these are pretty crazy. We're not, we didn't build some of the more intricate ones, but we did build. I think our big one turned out pretty nice in the end.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go in creative mode as well, just so I can give you an overview of what this place looks like. It's hard to see from the ground and really show anybody.
That's so true.
Some of these buildings are really tall.
So they have shopping district rules that don't allow you to build up to a certain height, or you can only take certain plots of land or so many plots of land, a certain size, so forth.
He is destroying everything.
I can't find our shop. Like always.
Yeah, Cable Guy is one of the, well, he's now a staff member, but he was one of the more popular individuals, and he's probably one of the best builders on the server. And there are some amazing builders on this server.
I can't find our shop. Like always.
Oh, we're over on the corner over here. We got the nice roads.
So what I'm looking at right now is actually our shop here. We've got a pickaxe on this side, a fishing pole over here. Oops, I ran into a wall. A fishing pole over here, and on the other side we've got a bow. And that was the very top.
Yeah, we designed our shops for ease of functionality, so we wanted people to be able to just fly right in and get whatever they wanted, and also have an open floor plan kind of design. So we have, doors open on all 4 sides for people just walking in. My build style is more function over form, so I want everything to be functional and useful, but I also want it to look nice.
You really did achieve that with this build, honestly.
It started out as a very like one plot area, just very small. We did end up expanding into a 2x2 plot and taking up this space, but the first design was just real simple, kind of organic. We just built something there and just tried to make it look a little nicer. We didn't really start with design in mind, so we just kind of like threw some things together to try and spiff it up as much as we could, because I mean, we're looking at everyone else's builds around us and we're like, wow, these guys are amazing.
And over here, we've got our zombie nurse. I can't see much from this angle. Let me see if I can get a better angle.
I don't know where you guys are. I'm only at one of the shops. I can't find the other two.
So from this angle, you can see it's definitely a zombie face with like a nurse's cap on top.
Ah, there it is.
This one's hard to actually see. The idea on this shop was that we'd have like people want to be able to cure their zombies, and they'd want parts for that and stuff like that. Cure their zombie villagers rather, and be able to just have parts just to do that, so they could just stop in here and get all that, whatever they need.
Hey, is that my shop?
Yep, this is your shop, Starla, that I helped you build. You came up with the basic design. I gave you some tips and hints on certain things.
I love this magenta flag on top. And the purple flag too.
I want to say the flags were her idea, because she saw it on a YouTube video or something on how to make flags.
That's awesome. Neither of these two shops ever actually did very well. The zombies sold a few items over the season. The Amethyst shop only sold like 1 or 2 things, I think, over the whole season. But our most productive shop was actually the main shop here. So when we first built our zombie shop over here, this shop did not exist. So we were not like face to face with a wall. And then this person came in and built right in front of the face, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately that did happen, but that's okay. You know,
Doesn't he know about personal space?
Well, unfortunately, Starla, he didn't break any rules, and he is in a plot over here that was always there, so there was always that possibility of having a shop built right there.
as far as I recall, this was a useful shop too. I think it had like flowers or something. Yeah, get all the dyes and stuff here. I actually like this shop. This is where you can go up to the above, which is a special dimension for this server. It's like a super hardcore area where you know, you fight like mini bosses and things like that that are tougher than any of the bosses that you find here, and the regular mobs there are tougher than any of the mobs you find here. So and they have special abilities and things. You have to know how to fight them. But it is just crazy. It doesn't work here because this is just a world download, so it only has like the nether and the overworld and so forth.
Aww. I want to go to the above.
This over here is the above shop. People would go to the above and they would get special items.
So the above was actually so dangerous. One of the main things that got sold by the time the server got going was like, you know, did you die boxes, you know, things that it's like recovery boxes and so forth. So all armor and tools and stuff like that, just you could just buy a shulker box of it and go, you know, to replace all your gear.
It was honestly really fun watching these buildings just pop up and just seeing some of the shenanigans that went on. Like, for example, somewhere in this region there used to be a big ugly diorite building, and it was a way to make money, I guess, to get someone to like get that person to tear it down.
Yeah, that was a that was a good gimmick. But yeah, there's all kinds of shops here. Usually they'll design it based on the type of theme or the type of thing that they're selling, and they'll theme it that with that look. Some things are just really nice buildings. You know, just some really creative people on this server. It's really amazing.
So, shall we show them our base?
Well, let's go show them the Nether Hub next. A Nether Hub is basically just, it's like a central spoke of places to where you can access everybody's bases through the Nether very easily, and other types of builds and farms.
So like over here you see these tunnels going off to the north, the west, the east over there, and the south. And it takes you to different areas actually in the game in the overworld where people built their bases at.
Some of these additions came later, like the cable guy barfing down the the hole of the tunnel.
Wait, what? That. And which way is our base?
We're in the south tunnel.
South. Okay.
The tunnels had different and really cool things. Like the first
So-
thing, they got this little farm right here, public farm for piglin bartering. You know, there's different stuff, and we had neighbors to compete against. So even making your own tunnel entrance was a almost like a competition of like who's gonna make the best tunnel entrance. So with no design in mind, I just kind of like grabbed some blackstone and threw something together, and it turned out all right, I think.
At the very beginning of the south tunnel here, this one here looks like a rocket. It's actually where you go to get your free rockets when it opened, and you get like a stack per person per day, and then it went up to 5 stacks per person per day at some point.
Our entrance actually used to look a little better, but then they weren't finished designing the tunnel here, and it came in about 4 or 5 more blocks than what we expected, so it covers up a lot of the tunnel, but that's okay. It still looks alright, especially on the inside.
I'm honestly glad that they made the tunnel the way they did, because they actually made it really safe. They made it so that nothing can actually spawn inside the tunnel here. The edges here are made with glass, and the sides here are like slabs and ice for boat traveling. In the very beginning, that's important. If you're going a long distance, you boat travel down.
Alright, let's go ahead and go down our nether, and let's go into our tunnel.
Now here, we come out of our tunnel.
We're in a brain.
Yeah, this is a brain. This is a
Yep, this is a skull that I built for... actually built when we moved here. We just boated in from the shopping district from that direction, and we just kind of found a place, a little cove in here, and we were like, hey, this seems cozy, let's just park in here, it seems safe. And then it was like, hey, this is a cool little cove, we'll kind of build it like a pirate's cove, and so we thought, I thought maybe just a skull, because there was this big rock of like, I think there was some diorite here originally, actually, and it was just an outcropping, and I just kind of expanded it.
What Eric isn't telling you is that he actually created this skull by using a little plastic Halloween skull. He was looking at it in his hand, and then he made it happen.
Yeah, I just sort of modeled it after like a little skull that I had handy, Halloween prop. All this was done in survival. There was no way to do this outside of survival at all, so anything you see here, definitely done in survival.
Hey y'all, now let's go under the sea.
Did build a little structure in our cove area just for Starla. She wanted a little underwater base.
I'm actually really liking this underwater little house with the doors open. It's kind of cool looking. One thing, Starla likes to build houses everywhere. She builds houses everywhere, moves in for 5 seconds, and then builds a house somewhere else.
Yep, that's what I do.
Built, let's see, this dock was one of the things I'm actually the most proud of. Out of everything we built, this dock I was so proud of, because it turned out looking so cool, like just a little junky looking beat up, pirate cove dock. It just seems so neat. Pretty much, yeah.
So one thing I wanted to point out was that Eric actually made these cannons. He didn't go off a tutorial or anything. He actually figured out a way to make his cannons look really cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm sure that maybe I've seen something like it somewhere, but these were my design. I just kind of threw them together, you know.
I didn't get to go inside the boat last time. I forgot that there actually is an inside to this boat.
Yeah, you got room and different things going on in here.
Little bunk bed over here.
There's actually a inside under the galley down here too. You know, you get to, it's like where people eat, and there's some lava soup over here. You know? It's hot.
Little bunk bed over here. Got a little empty cargo thing down here at the bottom.
I like the ship that I just built from scratch. Kind of eyeballed it, but you know, it's just there's some things that I would do differently. I wouldn't have used wool blocks for the sails next time. They're just too bulky.
I kind of wanted to live in this big cavern, like someone who got thrown off the boat. And I made it as pirate worthy as I could.
So, Eric actually worked on this cove. We did have a cove here already, but he made it more cave-like. Added a bunch of extra stuff in here to make it look really cool. There's even a treasure chest over here. I can't remember if there was anything in it. It was supposed to be a surprise, like if someone, you know, came in later on, looked around.
Yeah, everything from like the waterfall to the right of the waterfall here, this is all added. Like none of this is generated. Like you can tell because it's got all that cobblestone here. These things are just like experiments in building, like this bridge over here. It's just, you know, I was playing with blocks, just seeing what I could do.
One thing I'm really proud of, I love this tree. Now this tree, I actually the stump and the branches, and I built the basic canopy shape in leaves, and I told Eric exactly what I was going for. I was going honestly for the tree in the Tinkerbell movies, and so I showed him a picture of that tree, and he took the the thing that I had made, and he actually turned it into this, and I absolutely love it.
Here, it's got like a little fairy themed area in front of it. You know, it's all mystical, sort of magical looking. You know, with this little mushroom tree off to the side here, different stuff going on. It's pretty cool.
Built the stem of the mushroom up and kind of the top a little bit, and then Eric again came in and made it look even better. I can do like the bones of a project, and then Eric can come in and fix it up from there and make it look just so magical. I love it. And then over here at the edge, I was just looking at our more Nordic, you know, our stone circle area, and then I love this forge, this beautiful forge.
Yeah, just with the mountain, the anvil here doesn't stand out as well. I think I would have done that a little differently now, but otherwise this is pretty cool. The hammer is a little bit off on the way that it's set, and I would probably do something there if I was doing it now, but like this was kind of a last minute addition with just throwing things together before we ended the server. I did do this this bridge here. It's kind of cool. I liked the design when I was doing it. Just looking at it now, I think I would probably space this a little differently, but But it's not bad. It's definitely cool looking. And then, you know, it's got like a little cove area that it goes through because I wanted to go through the mountain. Um, and then,
And it even has a rest stop over.
yeah, there's a lot of transition points that were difficult. So like transitioning from one area to another. If I was gonna do our area again, I would have stuck to one theme. But we just wanted to try so many different things that we ended up having a really eclectic looking build. And so we just kind of went with that idea. We just sort of went, you know, called it a Disney type or Disney sort of themed, where you've got like, you know, um, the Tinkerbell area over here. You've got, you know, the Elsa Ice Castle over here. You've got, let's see, you know, the Pirate Cove with like Peter Pan. You've got, you know, we even did the Mickey's Fantasia bucket right here, just as an homage to that idea.
See the dragon's face, dragon bones here leading into like a dragon's nest, where at the very back is actually a real dragon's egg from the game.
Yeah, that's right. And it doesn't have wings though. I think that's my only regret on this one, is I would have wanted to put some kind of wing on it.
Elsa's castle up here is actually a working ice farm and a snow farm as well. So like farm your snow right here, and inside is actually ice and I think, what is this, powdered snow?
This bridge down here actually connects all the way up to the ice castle, and this road is continuous, and you can walk all the way up there if you want to on the ice path. So you know, you get that sense of realism if you want to just immerse yourself into it. You know, and it's got. I wanted to really make something nice if we were going to build an ice farm. And this turned out to be a pretty cool project. It's got a little snow golem out here for snow farming, and a little ice farm in here for ice farming. It's not the most efficient. This one was more for design than efficiency, but because I mean, really, how much ice do you need?
I don't honestly think we even needed the ice as much as big as it is.
But, Starla called this like Starla Town. You know, she wanted to build some things, so we built her a little house right here. It's called a Star Wash. She washes your leather up. You know, you can go inside, you see like a leather thing. And then this little kiosk here with it's like almost like a little mini shopping district. You know.
I can hear your farm working. The mob farm, you can hear the spiders hissing. Oops, I just broke a block. Oops. But you can hear the spiders hissing. And
Yeah?
when did you do this? She's in there right now.
Yeah, so this was the we called it the actual aquarium, and I built this for Starla so that she had somewhere to play and have fun. This whole area was sort of just Starla's area, and we were only allowed so many entities, so we had to keep like at the time we only could have like 2 axolotls in there. And but now it's, you know, doesn't matter, so she's just put a bunch in there. And this was a chest with jewels just overflowing. And we wanted people, when they first stepped out of our skull portal thing, to kind of see the opulence and wealth, you know, and power here. But even though we didn't really have that much, but it was, you know, it was just for fun. Just to give people a, oh, that's cool look when they first step through.
Thing about this is it is actually a treasure chest. Inside There are actually boxes with what was left of what we acquired over the season.
That's true. Went so far as to put hinges on the back of this thing. I tried to put as much detail as I could on it. There was a little tower thing up here I built that's actually our storage room, so that we could just fly over here, and it's sort of like built into the mountain, like it's been overrun. And then you come in here and it's like ancient looking, and you just come in, you just put your items in this chest, and then it filters down to our storage room down below.
I'm currently walking through our secret passageway. There's a secret passage from the ship over here. And it leads down into our, I think it was a bar?
This is the Snuggly Duckling. This is our bar that we built. Just a little, one of the first additions we put in here. I had an idea for a lot more of this type of stuff. Never ended up doing it, but I did want a lot of shops around here in this area, just to kind of like make it feel more alive. Didn't end up happening the way I was thinking, but this bar looks pretty cool.
I forgot about the netherwart room up here.
Got the Snuggly Duckling idea from the movie Rapunzel. You should go check it out after watching this video.
It's the Rapunzel movie. It's called Tangled. But yeah, that's where we got the name of that.
Yep, that fits our Disney theme. Then we have a little library right there. We've got our storage room. Oh, we have a little bee farm right here. And then we got the storage room right here. We use barrels because I think barrels look nicer. We've just got the different types of items all stacked on top of them. I think that looks pretty cool. This room itself is kind of strange. It connects back with the outside on the other side over here. I tried to make a transition point here as well as I could. I was experimenting with stairs and making things look nice, connecting everything up.
And then I believe, if I remember correctly, this leads down to our basement, this direction. And right here, as soon as you walk in, you can see the mob farm is fully functional.
And I did install, because like sometimes they get like feather falling boots and stuff like that. So I installed a little thing to kill them. Let me see if it still works. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna press it. Well, it seems to still work. This murders everything that stands on the corners there, and then I just press the button again and it goes away.
This thing was so dangerous to build. Oh my goodness, we had so many creatures like exploding on us at one point. Down here is my massive lava farm. And we've got a cactus farm back here as well. And is this berry bushes also. So over here we've actually got my egg laying farm. I have one chicken in there, like Eric said, we're allowed a certain number of entities. So we've got one chicken in here laying eggs, and then I would throw the eggs on this side, I think, over here. I don't know why I've got chickens in there. But I would throw the eggs to get the chickens and then kill the chickens. We've got our villagers over here too as well. So like there's this guy here.
And since Mama likes scaring us, she places down mossy cobblestone walls with creeper heads on them.
And on the Tangotech Patreon server here, we got a rule where you can only convert once and get the discount one time. You can't get multiple discounts from the villager trading.
Is this a prison cell?
Yeah, it was like a torture room. I think I don't know. It was like going with a piratey theme, but don't ask me what all these things do. They're torture devices.
You've got like a bucket over here, chain. And some sort of like little prison looking area over here. And this area is, I think, where I was kind of working with axolotls. Oh wait, here. It says rivers, water cage. I think I was trying my hand at a aquarium. But back here is where I was breeding axolotls. I was attempting to get the blue axolotl, the very rare blue one. I did finally manage to get the blue axolotl.
So we also have some neighbors here that built some things. Apparently, one was built after we stopped playing, so I didn't even know about this. But they built it across from us. We had a neighbor over here early on. His name was Taco Boar. He built, but it was intentionally ugly. This guy over here built a really nice little alpine house. I really like this. It was a good design. And then he moved over here and built this gigantic, just monstrosity of a castle. I think it was the same guy anyway. But yeah, he's got a really cool castle. This was not built by us. This was built by our neighbor. This whole section here. He's got a nice sword portal here. It looks pretty cool. Really neat builds. There's a little like chapel building over here. There's this huge jungle temple looking thing. This is not a natural structure. This just in the jungle. And it's pretty awesome. And then there's this thing. Oh my gosh, the statue just appeared out of nowhere one day. We just had no idea. And people were like, whoa, who built this thing? They left little signs like, who built this? And
What's crazy is we saw pictures of this on Discord, and then we were just exploring our area and found this off in the distance.
check out one more neighbor over here. There was a guy that built the start of what was going to be something pretty cool, and I don't think he ever really finished, but castle keep thing. It was just, the design was pretty cool. I like the lava look. Everything about it was pretty neat. And if you go inside, there's a much. Yeah, it's just one of those unfinished things, and a lot of projects on the server went like this. But there are some that are just really cool and just completely amazing and just totally complete. So I don't want to say like everybody's is like that, but there were a lot of these where they're just unfinished.
You know, I am seeing this one bamboo standing here, and I'm like, you know, this is a little out of character for the area, but then I remember our area was actually marked out, if I remember correctly. Was that this area? No, it wasn't this area, was it? I was gonna say, I think we marked our area out with bamboo, but I think maybe, was that season 8?
Oh, I did it here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we did. We marked our area out in bamboo originally. Because when you claim an area, you need to claim like what area you're gonna want to use. So like you'll see like towers like this over here, where someone is planning to build stuff and they might put their name on it or something. For us, it was just like a line of bamboo that went all the way around the place. And so it's nice seeing that one bamboo is still there. It looks like all the rest of the bamboo is actually torn out.
A lot of these are group projects too. They're not just a single person doing all this, so they'll be like working in teams, so they'll get volunteer help, that kind of stuff. So most times it's not just like one person.
I honestly think this mountain was a bit what's that word?
Yeah, it was a bit overambitious. I think you're right.
That's the word. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they tried to do too much on that one. Bit off more than they could chew. But I loved the idea. It was coming to fruition. I liked their door design. Everything about it was looking pretty cool.
Dude, I
Yeah.
like their exposed amethyst farm down here in the middle.
Oh yeah, yeah. They dug this whole place out. They did everything. I mean, this was a lot of digging, a lot of work. It just, it's too bad they never finished it. Would have been cool to see what they could have done here. If you're just looking for a really relaxed experience, just come join one of these Patreon servers about midway through. But if you want to see the excitement of actually building it up, be one of the first ones to join. But understand that it's gonna be a little bit harder to play during that time. Not just because of the lag, but because of the competition for resources and things.
Yeah, that actually is. I remember my first day on this server, watching people move areas. It was like you watch them stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, and it's just because the lag was so bad, and mining was terrible because like you would mine a block and then it would reappear, and it was just, and then you'd have to wait for it to pop off.
Yep. And I think that does it for me. So thanks everybody. We'll conclude the tour.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.